Have you ever tried to show someone appreciation and they argue with you? Where you say something like, wow, you're such a great mom, and the first thing out of their mouth is, well, if you saw me this morning, you wouldn't say that. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to show people appreciation in a way that's debate-proof and in a way that actually helps them walk away feeling valued and valuable? Hi everybody, this is Greg from Heart Tools, where we make it simple to build great relationship. And there are 4 parts to an argument-proof appreciation. And in this video, we're going to talk about the first part and give you a simple step to practice. So the first part of a debate-proof appreciation is, instead of giving appreciation or praise like in a general category, give appreciation for specific behaviors that you notice, specific concrete behaviors. So instead of saying something like, wow, you're a great mom, say something like, wow, I noticed that when your son spilt his milk all over the table, you didn't raise your voice, you just kind of quietly helped him clean it up and got him a new cup of milk. Instead of saying something like, wow, you're a great spouse, say something like, man, I noticed the last few times you cooked dinner, you made a brand new meal that's part of my new food plan. That means so much to me, right? Instead of saying something like, you're a great friend, say something like, man, I really appreciate the fact that you've spent the last 30 minutes just listening to me talk about this struggle. And here's why this is important. It's because if you give someone praise in a general category, like you're such a great boss, you're such a great mom, you're such a great friend, the first thing that they're going to do is scroll through their memory banks and come up with instances that contradict what you just said. Don't you do that? Like when someone gives you appreciation, says you're such a great this, and the first thing you think is, well, if they saw me last night or last week or this morning, they wouldn't be saying that. It's such a human reaction. So here's the key. Although someone can and usually will argue with you if you praise them in a general category, they can't argue with you if you describe specific behavior accurately, right? So they can't argue with you that they didn't raise their voice when their son spilt their milk and they just quietly helped him clean it up and get a new cup of milk. They can't argue with you that they cooked 3 meals this week that are part of your new food plan. They can't argue with you that they just spent the last 30 minutes listening to you talking about your struggle. They can't argue with you that they shared their toys when their friend was over. Specific concrete behavior, when you describe it accurately, leaves no room for debate in the appreciation that you're giving. And so the first step in learning to give a debate-proof appreciation is to notice the concrete behavior that causes you to feel this sense of appreciation and call that out. Now, for most of us, this is going to take some practice, and here's why. It's because we're not used to describing, we are used to evaluating, right? We're used to saying something like, wow, you were so patient with your son when he spilt his milk. But if you say you're so patient, what the person is going to do automatically, and you do this too, don't you, is they're going to think of all the times they weren't patient. And so the appreciation, they'll think, wow, that was well-meaning, they were trying to be nice to me, but if they only knew me, right? And so we're used to using evaluating words like, wow, you were so patient, rather than descriptive words and just describing what we saw. So here is the simple step that I would love for you to practice with this video for the next few days, next few weeks, however long it takes you to master this skill and make it a normal part of your relational tool belt. And it's this: each time you think to yourself, wow, she's such a great boss, he's such a great leader, she's such a great wife, he's such a great kid, anytime that thought comes to your mind, or anytime the thought comes to your mind, wow, I really appreciate this person, what I want you to do is stop and try to figure out what specific behavior you noticed that caused that thought. Because that's what's happening, is you are interpreting behavior, only we're so used to going from the behavior to the interpretation and category that we don't notice that that's what we're doing. So I just want you to pause and say, what specific behavior did I see, and how would I describe that behavior to this person? Now we're going slow with this and taking it in bite-sized pieces. And here's why. It's because, 18 interactions with your spouse where you say, wow, you're such a great spouse, and they have this debate going on in their mind and they don't hear that. That's a lot different from 18 interactions with your spouse where they walk away feeling valued and valuable. And that's what we want to be able to do. We want to show appreciation in such a way that people can't argue with it, and they walk away feeling better about themselves. They feel valued and they feel valuable. What a great gift to be able to give the people in your life, and what a great thing it is in building healthy, life-giving relationships. So practice that step. When you notice you appreciate someone, stop and think, what was the specific behavior that I saw? And we're going to combine that with some other things in coming weeks to help you give a great appreciation that really makes someone feel valued and valuable. Simple steps. Practice, practice, practice. That's what Heart Tools is all about.